All right, welcome everybody. We have Alma Barranco here from Infogenetica Solutions Ltd. How are you doing today, Alma?
I'm great, thank you, Jason.
Excellent, excellent. So why don't you start off with, Alma, what exactly do you guys do?
Okay, well, we are a natural health products manufacturing company, and our primary products is fatty acid supplements and skin products that are based on a unique formulation with the full spectrum of fatty acids that your brain and all the cells in your body need.
For
So
sure.
they include everything like omega-369, which you probably heard about, is only 3 of the 14 different fatty acids that we include in our product, and they're fundamental for the function of the brain and all the cells in your organs and your bones and your skin and so on.
Awesome, that's incredible. How long have you been running the company for?
Well, we're running the company. We incorporated in 2014, but this has been a many years long project because
Gotcha.
we build it based on a product that we developed to help our son who has autism, and we are research scientists, my husband and I, who is a co-founder of the company. So
Gotcha.
we actually been working on this for almost 20 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, but as a company, it's only in the last 7 years.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, lots of time, lots of research has gone into it for sure. And Alma, what or who would you say, like what subset of people out there would you say are your general best customers, or people who use your products the most?
Well, we really have two main cohorts. One is people, older adults, 50 and older, because primarily because fatty acids are really helpful in, as I said, in the cell. All our cells are conformed of fatty acid, the cell membrane it helps absorb nutrients, release toxins, create that connectivity from cell to cell, and transport all the enzyme and information from organs to the brain. So as we age, we're losing this because our body doesn't produce it. We have to ingest it. And our food supply has been so manufactured, and we have stripped off all the good oils along with the bad ones. So in the aging process, is more noticeable. Our skin gets wrinkled, we get gray hair, hair gets breaking, we develop skin condition, our organs start working, and our brain starts getting foggier, our cardiovascular system starts having issues, joints and bones and so on. And all of that are symptoms of weakness of fatty acids. So our aging population are the ones who benefit the most. So those are our largest clients. And we have the other cohort, which I call the 4As, people with autism, ADHD, anxiety, and Alzheimer's, which are the most benefited from that because a lot of their symptoms are associated with a deficit of fatty acids.
Absolutely, that's phenomenal. Like I have a background in the fitness space, really, and the fitness and wellness space, and definitely getting a full spectrum of all your fatty acids is huge. It's essential. Your bodies cannot function without it. So that's incredible. Well, what happened, you guys? You were saying something to do with your son as well as a couple other things. Did you see your career kind of going in the trajectory of building this company many years ago? Like, has it been a lifelong journey, or?
It's a funny thing because we didn't set out to be entrepreneurs. Well, I had done, my background is in technology, my background is in health informatics and artificial intelligence. And my husband is a research scientist. So he used to work in pharmaceuticals developing Alzheimer's medications. And he always saw that could be done with natural ingredients, but pharmaceuticals, they want to have all patented their ingredients and whatever not. So he also worked at BC Cancer Agency, also looking at the impact of fatty acids on cancer. But, we were researchers, we were doing our own thing. I was also looking at the health issue with cancer and diabetes, but we never really thought of doing a business. But then we had twins, and one of our twins was diagnosed with very severe autism, where they told us he's never going to talk, he's never have any social interaction, like a very, very bleak prognosis. They said he never achieved the development of more of a 4-year-old. So he also had craniosynostosis, which is a premature closure of the skull bones. So that requires surgery that would require him to be supervised 24/7 for a year because they cannot. So it was a decision where my husband or I had to stay because we're immigrants, so we have no family here. So it was either him or I who had to watch over this boy. And also at the same time, we realized that at the time, nobody, we're talking about 20 years ago, nobody was doing research on the biomedical aspect of autism. Everything was, this is your prognosis, we're sorry, there are some educational programs, maybe some psychological therapies, but that's it. That's the way your child is going to be forever. But there really was very little being looked at from the biomedical side of things. So after my son had the skull surgery, my husband was the one who decided to start looking into it. And he started looking at research because really in his work, he said, like, what's the point of me solving cancer if nobody's helping my boy, right?
Exactly.
So he started looking at that, and he started noticing that many of the symptoms of autism, of severe autism, were similar to those of severe Alzheimer's, where people cannot sleep, their energy level is very choppy. Sometimes they have high energy and suddenly they just collapse. They have unexplained fears, a lot of anxiety, difficulty like focusing on things, or suddenly getting lost in space and suddenly reacting. Those were very similar type of symptoms. Some, the lack of sleep was very major. My son, by this point in time after the surgeries, he was already 7 years old, and he had no language. He would only sleep if I gave him a dose-sized melatonin pill for him to get 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It was brutal. So my husband said, a lot of these symptoms are similar to Alzheimer's, so let's look for a full spectrum fatty acid to give him, because he knows that could help him. And turns out there was none in the market. Like the best you can get is omega-369. So he said, well, I'm just going to develop my own. So we built a lab in the house. Obviously as researchers, the first thing we proved it was on ourselves, because, I was not going to give it to my kids if I didn't test it first. So one of the things that I saw is that when I had the twins, I always said that I had 2 boys and a lobotomy, because I went from like photographic memory to, if I didn't write it, I couldn't remember. It was just horrible. And that was like years later. By this point in time, my boys are almost 7 years old, as I said. So it was like all this time I was like really struggling with my memory. My hair was a mess. It was all like dull and frizzy, and my skin was a mess, my nails, and so on. So I started taking it, and I started noticing I'm sleeping better, I'm less stressed out, my memory is back, my hair and my skin and everything was very like, okay, it's time to give it to the boys.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was amazing. Like the first thing, they started sleeping. And like I'm saying that the first time that he tried, within a couple of days, he was just sleeping so long that I had to remove the melatonin. Yeah, just I stopped giving him melatonin. He just, by himself, he slept solid 8 hours, sound sleep.
Wow.
It started getting calmer. And then he started focusing. And it's what I said, is like he learned how to learn, because like I noticed the difference between him and his brother since they were before a year old. So I had him in therapies for years, but they were not doing anything for him because he just couldn't learn. So suddenly it's like something clicked in after he started taking the fatty acids and he started to learn. Long story short, a couple of weeks ago, he graduated from Douglas College. He's gonna start looking for a job.
Congrats.
He talks, he cooks by himself, like he does, he's an independent person. He needs still some supports, but it's nothing to, like, the development of a 4-year-old is definitely significantly higher than that. And the research, since being scientists, we joined every possible research study on autism that there was available to us at the time. So they usually put people in cohorts of the severity of the autism. So in the cohort that Amir was, they could see that the progress pretty much stopped around the 4-year-old mark. But then they started seeing Amir progressing, and said, hey, what did you do with your boy and where can we get it? So we told him this, that what we had done. He said, hey, you guys, you need to commercialize this because it's pretty amazing. So we got the patent, we got it approved by Health Canada. We're talking years because it takes a long time. That's a very cool process. Yeah. So eventually, because of our background and so on, We got the product approved. Our lab got approved as well for manufacturing and commercializing. And here we are.
That's incredible. Wow, what a journey. Incredible. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm flabbergasted. That's an incredible journey, Alma, for sure. For sure. So with moving through all that, I'm honestly very impressed at the very least. Like from my own background, I know the value of even just saying like he went from 4 to 6 hours of like spotty sleep to a full 8 hours, just the impact that must have had on him, because rest is so important and having that restful sleep. Absolutely.
And for the whole family, because one child
100%.
doesn't sleep, nobody sleeps.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. That's incredible. Wow, what a journey it's been for you guys. Now tell me, Alma, since you guys have been functioning for the last couple of years, how did business kind of have to adjust and change as you guys are moving through the pandemic and over the last few years?
That was quite significant change, because our original business model, where we were more of a business to business type of solution, because in Canada, let's be frank, like most people just go directly to their doctor for whatever situation, and only when nothing helps, they look at health, natural health. Yeah. So we thought, okay, let's just capture the audience that is already interested in natural health. So we were selling to naturopaths, like acupuncturists, chiropractors, and people, who do alternative health. And that was doing very well. We also started exporting to Mexico, where there is exactly the opposite. You do natural health. I'm originally from Mexico. My husband is originally from Trinidad. So we're like a multinational family with the, like in his background, his East Indian background, like fatty acid and natural health is very part of the culture as well. So So in Mexico, the people loved our product. Like it was just going like so much more than. So we weren't selling to consumers over there. But then with the pandemic, it was kind of like the perfect storm for us, because here, the first businesses to shut down, chiropractors, acupuncturists, naturopaths, they just shut down. So I was like, oh my God, we're not selling in Canada. And then Mexico got a new president who decided to change the regulation for exports of natural products. So they shut us down there. And then with COVID, they shut the office to get the new approvals for a year. So we went from a pretty healthy income to nothing. So we had to reinvent ourselves really fast. Fortunately, as I mentioned, my background's in technology. So I thought, okay, we need to go online like as fast as we can possibly do. Absolutely. So we, I started building our health portal, online sales, and we started advertising online, and we've been like, it took a while. It's slowly beginning to gain momentum, but yeah, it was a very scary moment for a while there. So now we're selling to the consumer directly, which in a way actually turned out to be really good, because at the end of the day, I want to tell my story. It's doctors can, but it's different if you hear it from me, who lived it, who have, like I have all the experience with my kids. I hear from our customers that are just these wonderful stories. It makes it so worthwhile doing what you do when you know how many people you're helping in so many different ways. Absolutely. So I think being able to give me access to the direct consumer has also been really, really wonderful for me. Which was different, because I would talk to the health practitioners and they tell me their patient stories, but it's not the same when people actually are talking to you. So that was the big change for us. Like it was major change for us.
Absolutely. And now that things are kind of opening back up, like naturopaths, chiropractors, everything are back open. Have you guys returned to using them as well as doing direct to consumer, or is it a mix now? Absolutely.
Now it's a mix. Yes.
Awesome. I love that. That's honestly fantastic to hear. What a journey you guys have been through over the last couple of years with COVID.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, Alma, I don't know if you've had a business background before this company here. You kind of mentioned you didn't have too much of one outside of technology. What would you say has been your biggest learning lesson since you've been a business owner?
Well, that you don't know everything. It's funny to say, but when you have I was a university professor, so when you become a researcher, you are like the expert in your field, like you know the thing, and people come to you for help. But as a business owner, you realize that you depend on so many other people. No matter how great you are in AI, that's not going to sell, that's not going to help you to do marketing or to do graphic design or to, there are like a billion different things. So that, to me, that was a very important, very humbling experience, that, you need lots and lots and lots of different people. And it's okay to ask for help, and people are just wonderful. Most people are so willing to help, and
absolutely, that's what a great point. That's one thing we love to work with our business owners to educate them on, is that there are resources out there, and often the incredible thing too is there are often people out there who are better, faster, more efficient at doing what you want to do, and they like doing it even more as well. So they'd love to help you out. You just got to find the right people, and they are there, just like you said, tons of resources available to assist you with that. That's absolutely fantastic. We're wrapping up to our last two questions here, Alma. Before we hit our last one here, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you guys? Say they want to check out your products, they want to try the fatty acids. What's the best place for people to find you guys?
Well, the best way is through our website, which is infogenetica.com, infogenetica.com. We have a chat function there. They can chat with us directly. They can send us messages, they can send us email, and there's the store right there where they can order the products.
Awesome. We'll include your link below as well in the card so people can check out your products. Absolutely. I think I will as well. That sounds pretty fantastic. I was actually even going to mention when you were chatting earlier, reminded me, even my girlfriend, my partner, she was experienced, like, fatty acids are so important even for hormonal health. Like, she was dealing with some stuff with her hormonal health, and I'm like, hey, why don't you try including more fats and healthy fats in your diet, and everything cleared right up. So absolutely.
Yeah, and a very important thing to say is that not all fatty acids are made equal, and that is something that is very important, because we get all our products that are cold press, say extra virgin type of natural oils that are, like non-GMO. That, for example, the fish oil that we get is the cleanest out there, the small fish, because the thing is, for example, many of the fish oils out there are made from tuna, salmon, or cod, which are large fish who live in the ocean, which is very polluted. And all that pollution goes in the liver, and then you get the oil from the liver of the fish. So you squish it, and then all the pollutants go there. There are regulations in Canada, but they are very limited, really, in terms of assurance. You can claim that, you can do the test yourself. We use third-party analysis for all our products, just to make sure that it's an unbiased opinion, like we're saying. And we take this product, myself, my kids, my husband, my parents, we all. So whatever I'm taking, you're taking, right? So we want the best quality of products. We do not add any artificial anything. And the thing is, when it comes in a capsule, and do this test, you get your omegas capsule, open it and smell it.
Smell it, yes.
Because that is going to tell you, because in a capsule, you can hide the fact that the oil is oxidated. And when the oil is oxidated, no matter how good it was, it's no longer good. You loses a lot of the benefits for the body. Ours is a liquid supplement that you can taste if it's good or not. We do laboratory testing. We know it is fresh for 2 years because we do test every 6 months. And we have third-party testing that, you can verify this. We're happy to share these results. So it's quite important. And, having the full spectrum is also fundamental, because our cells are smart, but not that smart. So you I take only omega-3 and I'm doing really great. The problem is, of course, you need a lot, but if you get that limit, your cell stops absorbing all fatty acids. Gotcha. So you can have excess of omega-3 and not absorb any omega-6 or lutein or whatever other fatty acid that the body needs. So it ends up doing more harm than good. And you need the correct ratio. Like my husband, before doing this, all his career, since he was an undergraduate, his master's, his PhD, had been on fatty acids. So he had, in addition to the 20 years that he done research with us, he had an additional 20 years of research on fatty acids. He has the patent on the ideal spectrum of optimized absorption on the human cell.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, like it's as I said, not all fatty acids made of equal.
Yeah, no, you nailed it on the head. I was actually going to mention that, smell your capsules point, and absolutely, no, that's phenomenal. The last question for you today, Alma, and I'm really excited to hear your answer here. What is most inspiring to you today?
Well, they've seen the people who have used our products living better lives. I mean, it's on a daily basis, I get wonderful, wonderful stories from, families who have had their adult son who they were ready to institutionalize, to being helpful, being able to do chores at home, to being able to start learning, to seniors who, the other day I got this wonderful call. This client of ours, she had brain cancer, she had surgery, and after the surgery, she said she could only see stars and her energy level were gone. Like she couldn't walk to the corner of her street before she had to go back. Like she really had a big difficulty with managing her energy. The other day I get this phone call and say, Alma, guess what I am? I'm at the mall. I just walked 5 blocks from my house.
Wow.
I've been at the mall for the last half hour and I have enough energy to walk back. And it's all thanks to neuroactive oil. So I was like, oh my God, I was like, tears.
No doubt, absolutely,
It's just really wonderful to hear all these fantastic stories of people, like some of them. One of my friends' granddaughter, she had so severe eczema in her skin that she needed daily steroids.
Gotcha.
And when she started using our skin formulation, the mom emailed me, she lives in Los Angeles, and she said, Alma, for the first time, my daughter has normal skin. And we have had, that type of thing, daily steroids on a 3-year-old. Do you know how much harm that can
cause? Absolutely.
It has tremendous amount of side effects.
Yeah.
Being able to get her daughter out of that, for her skin not to bleed and to have healthy skin, it just makes a huge difference as a parent.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What a phenomenal answer. Doesn't really get much better than that. Thank you so much for the time today, Alma. Like I said, we'll include all your guys' info in the card so that people can check out your fantastic products, and we'll stay in touch for sure.
Oh, by the way, I created a special coupon for this audience.
Absolutely.
So if they want to go to our store, the coupon Action Coach 2022, all in uppercase letters all together, they will get them an extra 5% off on top of the already discounted sale, because right now we are on some summer sale.
Perfect. So, yeah. Awesome. We will absolutely include that below as well. Action Coach 2022, all capital letters. Thank you so much, Alma. We appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.